All right, thank you, Steve. Well, after Superstorm Sandy, some Long Island residents were left in the dark for about 3 weeks. Today, Governor Cuomo was briefed by the Moreland Commission. It's a group discussing the shortcomings of the utility company's response after the storm. But the governor says it's not just the Long Island Power Authority which has lessons to learn. He says utilities all across New York need to have a better plan. Chris Gloninger was at the briefing.
Nobody had been there before. And nobody had seen this scale of damage, and nobody really had a good sense of what the rate of repair was going to be.
21 days is a long time to be left in the dark. Now utility companies are accused of failing their customers after Sandy. The Moreland Commission believes the Public Service Commission should have more oversight of the state's 7 utility companies in order to implement stiffer penalties. Right now, the PSC can only fine companies $100,000 a day for knowing violations. The commission believes the fine should be a percentage of the company's gross revenue.
0.2% of gross revenue for a very big utility like Con Ed would create an opportunity for a fine of $2 million per day instead of the $100,000 that exists today, or for National Grid, $750,000 a day.
This money would be returned to ratepayers. The governor had one concern.
It can't be that you charge a penalty and they have the ratepayers then pay the penalty.
The governor's idea?
There are incentives in government. You can fire me.
Currently, you can't just fire the utility companies.
There has to be a possibility that you can revoke the franchise without going to court for 20 years.
Another problem was the inability to execute an action plan.
LIPA had, where they normally have about 400 line workers or thereabouts, they had like 6,000 during the storm, and it didn't make a difference.
The governor wants the commission to continue to look into the future.
If burying lines is feasible, then maybe it's something we should look at. If a series of backup generators is feasible, then that's maybe something we should look at.
Chris Gloninger, CBS 6 News, Albany.